Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you game 1 in a... I will reveal this stuff in just a little bit. Anyways, game 1 in a series between WFZ and Nicker. Game 1 taking place here on Ancient Isle. Gonna go ahead and speed things up just a little bit to get to that 2-minute mark. But I'll explain a little bit more later on as I go throughout this series, and hopefully you guys are enjoying all of these casts. Now it looks like it will be a Demon Hunter against a Death Knight. No big surprise there. 2 more relics now going down, and I guess what you're really looking for is, as I'm slowing things down, the timing on this graveyard. WFZ looks like he's going to be going for ghouls instead of, say, Crypt Fiends, which makes a lot of sense. The Death Knight may even opt to go for Unholy Aura first for the faster movement speed on these ghouls. However, he doesn't really seem to be training that many ghouls at this time. What to keep an eye out on that. Meanwhile, Nicker now going to go ahead and clear out the Ogre Magi Creep Camp. Demon Hunter grabbing that Ring of Protection +2, a fairly useful item, at least early on. It does help keep your Moonwell usage a little bit lower. And since you have so much extra backpack space, there's no real reason not to hold on to that item unless you really need that additional 70 gold, which is about 7 seconds worth of time. If you're a bit impatient, you can always buy, I guess, 7 seconds worth of time. Death Knight being brought over, picking up double skeletal warriors as the Demon Hunter now makes its way over. We can see some damage being dealt there, but not really much to talk about. Both of these players just feeling each other out, trying to figure out what their strategies are going to be. Hunter's Hall has been placed down. We are now taking the Tree of Ages already, as the Demon Hunter now being a little bit risky here, going after a Null Poacher. It looks like, yes, he will get to level 2, which is the big point there. He wants to get to level 2, get a little bit more damage, and more importantly, pick up that passive evasion, or perhaps not even train that second level ability until he sees whether or not an army of ghouls will be rushing at him. Now, 22/30 supply. We are teching the tier 2 as well. Halls of the Dead. WFZ really teching very quickly. You can see him at the 30-minute 40-second mark, already 2/3 of the way done, compared to Nicker, who is only about a quarter of the way done. Now, does that mean he can open... Well, he could open up with a Naga Sea Witch over a Lich as well. That would place a little bit more pressure at tier 2, as he will be getting the tier 2 slightly faster here, as we now see Huntresses making their way out. Alright, let's take a look at this. The Death Knight does not have Dust of Appearance, won't be able to do all too much. WFZ now running back with these ghouls, as the Demon Hunter and the Huntress trying to get some extra bit of damage there. Not really going to be able to do very much, as we see the Death Knight does grab Unholy Aura. Faster movement speed means that his ghouls will be mining lumber or harvesting lumber slightly faster, but really no real reason for that Death Knight to be back home. Alright, Huntress is now making short work of the Forest Troll Berserkers here. Very strong use of the armor, making sure that the Troll Berserker is attacking the Demon Hunter so that the piercing damage doesn't deal bonus damage to those hunts. Tome of Strength +2, I believe. Now, as the Demon Hunter going up against this Null Overseer here, it looks like, wow, that Huntress could possibly get taken down. We may see a Death Knight. No, not going to be able to come in with the Death Coil, as the Huntress, now very low on life, needs to escape back. That means that the Naga Sea Witch will be making its way out already. So yes, it was a very fast Naga Sea Witch at tier 2, and now he's going to try to put a bit of pressure. That Null Overseer will get taken down, drop a fairly useful item, and it's going to be very useful considering that it is nighttime and there is no Dust of Appearance on that Naga Sea Witch, nor is it on that Death Knight. Death Knight still, however, wants to get to level 2. Curious as to how he plans on doing that, and he can't really just sit back and wait for Black Citadel. He wants to, I guess, put a little bit of pressure with that Naga Sea Witch, or I guess he could wait until he has a Lich as well, and then try to attack with 3 heroes all simultaneously. I would have then suggested grabbing the Lich second, as the Naga Sea Witch you would have been able to hire immediately from the tavern, and then get that timing up just slightly faster. Panda now already out on the field. Death Knight now looking to push through here. There's the Naga Sea Witch with that mana burn, or taking a mana burn. Meanwhile, the Demon Hunter attempting to take down the Naga Sea Witch. We may see a second mana burn as well. That's something you always want to do. Make sure that that Naga Sea Witch has no mana, minimizing the amount of cold damage she can do. All right, Death Knight now going after the Ancient of War. Death Knight doesn't get the experience, but does get the kill there as the units are now all running back. Okay, Naga Sea Witch going to turn around and fight back against this Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter is going to be in a very, very tough spot. There's a Mana Burn, Potion of Healing, and now a Scroll of Town Portal will be forced there as the Demon Hunter teleports back home. Death Knight heading back off to the north, hoping to perhaps delay the Panda here, but I don't really see WFZ slowing down Nicker in any way, shape, or form. You can see that the Slaughterhouse is training up those Obsidian statues, which is important, but there's not going to be enough gold to hire up a Lich or start training up a Lich at the very, very beginning. So this could turn into a rather upsetting fight here, as now we are going to have the Ghouls track or surround and take down this Forest Troll Warlord, hopefully giving that Death Knight level 2, as it is in fact desperately needed. Oh, just a little bit shy, 194, as the Huntresses now joining on the fight. All right, there is a Mana Burn. Death Knight up in the front row. That is going to be a very, very dangerous spot for him to be in. Cold Arrows not going to take down that Huntress there, as there is a Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire. The Naga Sea Witch very low on life, down to 40, transfers a Scroll of Town Portal. The Obsidian statue just teleporting in between the two, as the Death Knight now back on Blight will be able to heal back up. Lich is being trained. No Orb of Corruption as of yet, as we are looking at the Obsidian statue, who will have to work overtime to finish everything up. Demon Hunter and Panda finishing off this creep camp here. There is a bit of poison damage, and Troll Berserker just flinging those axes at the Demon Hunter, and unfortunately not focusing down the unarmored units, so not going to be taking any bonus damage. Meanwhile, it looks like the Death Knight will get to level 2 here. The Naga Sea Witch not close to level 3 unless the Death Knight backs off. That doesn't seem to be the case, so the Naga Sea Witch should be just shy of level 2. Am I wrong? Oh, wow. Okay. Pretty much experience on the dot. You cannot hold that against me. I guess, well, you could hold that against me, but then you wouldn't be a very, very fair watcher, I guess. Lich now back out on the field, ready to do a little bit of chasing here. And meanwhile, the Dryads are going to be poking down these ghouls, causing a little bit of slow poison damage. Units are now backing off as the Obsidian statues, and the units are starting to go in favor of WFZ just a bit. That additional hero and that -5 armor really does make a big difference. That Panda taking a lot of damage, and that was just all basic attacks there, down to half life in pretty much about 5 seconds. That's going to be a little bit harder to swallow, as that Panda is going to be using a lot of those Moonwells back at home. Meanwhile, Ring of Protection +2 now dropped. The Death Knight already picks it up, so he is going to be a little bit tougher to take down. Meanwhile, Demon Hunter almost gets to level 3, just shy there, 8 experience shy. Panda now using those Clarity Potions and should have enough for a breath, or at least 2 breaths of fire. Death Knight, Lich, and Naga Sea Witch all ready to go, looking to clear up the creep camp here. Meanwhile, the Huntresses arriving to the party a little bit early, doesn't want to engage though. Those Crypt Fiends and the Lich, more importantly, can do a lot of damage in seemingly no time at all. The -5 armor debuff from that Lich really just amplifies all damage dealt to those targets, so focus firing with these units are going to be very, very helpful. All right, Destroyer now ready to join back up. Let's take a look at what's happening off over here. Bears now being added as the supply count 48 over 50 compared to 49 over 50. We are pretty much neck and neck. The only real difference is the number of heroes versus the level of heroes. Level 2, level 2, level 1 against a level 3 and a level 2. The Demon Hunter, Demon Hunter almost at 3, so the next fight is going to be extremely important. All right, a little bit of damage there. Level 2 now on the Lich, so 2 already in play, as the Death Knight hoping to get to level 3. If he can get to level 3 before or at the same time the Demon Hunter does, things are going to be going very, very well for him. A Dust of Appearance used just in case there's any burrowed units or hidden units. Obviously none there, no shades at all. as the Death Knight now sitting at level 3 with a Ring of Regeneration as well. You can see that passive regeneration with Unholy Aura is just extremely fast, about, I would say, 4 to 5 hit points a second. All right, here comes a possible creep jack. There goes some damage. There's a mana burn as the Death Knight takes a lot already. Fork Lightning comes in, Frost Nova comes in, and one Huntress down, 2 Huntresses down, 3 Huntresses down, as we are looking at the units just finishing things up. All right, Panda quickly gets melted away, and Nicker just melting to WFZ right now. This doesn't even seem like a fair fight. Things are unraveling rather quickly as the Demon Hunter now looks to back off. All right, Death Knight chasing after that Crypt Fiend, or excuse me, that Dryad. That Dryad, however, able to slip away once more. Both players getting into very, very strong position. However, WFZ finding out where exactly his opponent is and taking that time to creep jack at just the right moment looks to have given him a significant advantage. 46 over 60 compared to 49 over 50, but the main difference is the amount of gold currently sitting in the bank for WFZ, sitting on about 1,200 gold compared to 239. Obviously, 1,200 gold means that you're going to be able to replenish your units just that much faster when the time comes. Bloodlust, are we going to devour that magic? Yes, we are, healing up a bit, taking down that Ogre Magi. Now down goes the Ogre Magi. Ogre Warrior going to fall next. No extra experience, however, as the Lich is still shy of level 3. Naga Sea Witch sitting at level 3 and looking pretty strong indeed. Demon Hunter heading off to the top right now, looking to creep out the Red Drake creep camp, getting in a bit of focus damage there. Ring of Protection, not quite sure why it was dropped. Should really have picked that up as he is taking a bit of damage. There he goes, picking a little bit of damage up, and now there's that Ring of Protection +2 once again dropped. Not sure why. Again, it looks like he just moved it, and that just seems a bit odd, but he does want those Boots of Quell the Loss. Instead, are we going to see the Panda pick up the Ring of Protection +2? I am expecting that. There's the Tome of Intelligence. There's the Ring of Protection +2. 420 mana on a level 2 Panda. The Robe of Magi +6. Very, very helpful. Potion of Healing now being transferred over as well. As WFZ gets away from these ghouls and perhaps transitions into abominations, he's gonna really nullify the effect of the Panda's Breath of Fire. Breath of Fire is good against swarmy low hit point units such as ghouls, but the Panda is not going to be that effective against, say, those destroyers, minimizing much of that AoE, the AoE damage just by sheer size and number of units. All right, Panda now ready to go. Dust of Appearance being used. Moonwell now coming in. Shade doing a little bit of scouting. 48 over 70 as we are now going into Frostworms. Frostworms extremely useful, able to shut down buildings and slow down units. That is going to be an important call. I don't see any Hippogriffs out yet. No Hippogriffs, no Ancients of Wind either, as the Dryads will end up being the primary counter to those Frostworms. Is that going to be enough? That is the key. There is already 3 Crypt Fiends out on the field as well, and there is nothing except for bears to counter those Crypt Fiends, and those bears should end up being slowed by Frost Nova and the Frostworm fairly fast, making any sort of true regrouping pretty much a moot point, as they're not going to be able to get within melee range. All right, let's take a look at this. Destroyer Frostworms now making their way through. Death Knight is right there. Bears now trying to make their way in. It looks like the Frostworms not able to strike another bear again. Those Dryads being immune to magic, so powerful, able to just somewhat scare those Frostworms away. Here we go, Demon Hunter now coming in for the engage. Slow onto the bear, now slow onto the Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter may be forced to use the Potion of Invulnerability. No, gets stabbed to preservation by the Panda. So the Panda first gets, I believe, stabs the Demon Hunter, then the Demon Hunter gets stabbed back home as well. Breath of Fire now pushing through. Let's take a look. Nicker in a fairly decent spot. Will he be able to fight off the Undead army as the units are just coming in very, very quickly? All right, Death Coil It looks like there was a potion of healing or scroll of healing on that Panda. The Panda now down to 300 or 100 hit points and finally goes down off of the Fork Lightning. Naga Sea Witch just having a grand old blast of a time here as the Frostworm, oh, wow, misses barely over the top there. And a Hippogriff down to 118 hit points. Is it going to be able to catch up to that Frostworm? That is a big question there. Meanwhile, back over here, turning around, taking down bear after bear. No Hippogriff. The Hippogriff does not get webbed down. The Frostworm will end up getting poked. And I do believe that will be GG, though, as the Demon Hunter doesn't have very much gas in the tank left to fight back against what we see here. Crypt Fiends gonna absolutely destroy all of those Dryads. The Obsidian statues are here, and now WFZ takes game number 1 in the series. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.